Hey, Jerry. Today we're going to talk about this machine behind me.
I've been curious about this machine.
It's kind of a unique little machine, and we're going to talk about it.
We'll hear more about it. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back to Southern Oregon Safari.
We're the Buffalo Roam.
I'm Jerry,
I'm Hayden.
and this is
Bobcat. We call it Rubber Kitty.
not Bobcat Goldthwait.
No. Bobcat, Tool Cat. So I guess this is like another one of those commercials, kind of. So Bobcat, we're doing a commercial for you for free. Look at that.
Yeah. I've never seen a unit like this before.
They're
is
unique and they're
different.
rare. You don't see them everywhere. Where you'll see these mostly are like counties and cities and stuff, or even state machines. They'll use them to salt roads, to do snow plowing in small areas, especially like parking lots. That's what most people use them for. They're really uniquely built, and this is a Tool Cat, Bobcat Tool Cat. So this one's the 5610. There's also a 5600. The 5600, Jerry, has just a bed on the back. It's like a pickup bed. It dumps, which is cool. But what's cool about the 5610 is it has a 3-point hitch and a PTO system on the back, but yet it has the hydraulics in the front, all the hydraulic hookups. So you have your quick couplers, so you can hook up anything that you can put on any kind of skid steer. So you can put an auger on the front of this thing, rototiller, mower, whatever you want that'll run hydraulics. Forks, everything.
Screw.
Anything that the regular skid steer will handle. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some pieces of equipment are a little heavy, but this has a high flow pump, so it can handle the high flow, but weight is a little bit of an issue. So there are some attachments that would be not suitable for this machine because it's based on weight. This thing actually has springs and shocks. You do not want to overload those springs and shocks. This thing doesn't have a massive lift capacity. It's, I want to say around 1,500 pounds, but it does a phenomenal job for around here. I like it. We have a heavier unit that is our big skid steer on tracks, and that has like a 3,800 pound lift out. This thing we don't really use that much equipment with. We're using this mostly to move manure and hay, little lighter stuff. When we're cleaning this, it's great for cleaning the elephant barn. Has 4-wheel steering, so we'll get into really tight areas. We can get in and out of really tight corners, which is really great. And again, like I was saying, I can put a hydraulic attachment mower on the front of this machine, and at the same time run off the PTO a rototiller. So I can mow while I'm moving forward, mowing in the front, mowing the grass down. I could be tilling in behind me with the PTO system in the back, which is just really cool.
Well, I noticed you got air conditioned.
This thing is air conditioned.
Good for up around here during
Well,
summer
another thing,
months.
you know, like a skid steer, you're probably familiar with the skid steer. You got to climb over the bucket. You got to climb
through the
into
front,
this
yeah.
hole, and if it's slippery and it's icy and muddy, you're always sliding and knocking your shins on pieces of metal. This is like a golf cart. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, the door opens nice and wide. You step in, you're sitting, and it's just like, it's comfortable. It's got suspension. It is like you can drive around in the heat with the heat going on or air conditioning, and it is it's got all the comforts. It's like a very glamorous golf cart, but it has all these capabilities. So
Nice.
it's really a cool machine. I'd seen these a few times. Like I said, you see them like I've seen county machines moving like throwing salt and scraping, doing some snow removal and stuff like that. I've seen snow blowers on some of them. And the biggest problem out of the used ones will get, in fact, you can see there's a little bit of rust on this guy. What happens is they throw salt, and the moisture from being in the snow, they do get some rust in the bottom panels on the cabs. It doesn't affect the machine very much, but you do get some. It's not really structural, but it is the cab itself. In fact, I've done work on this side. I'm going to do the other side pretty soon. I bought this machine used. They're really costly, unfortunately. I think new they're like $80,000, $85,000.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, they're big money now. But I only paid $24,000 for this machine with 1,300 hours on it, so it was a really low usage. Did have some rust, like I said, from being in the salt, because it was obviously I don't remember. I got this one out of Wisconsin, and I think this thing was used by a county. I think it was a county machine.
I see.
Very well maintained, very low hours, but it had been obviously in the snow and salt, and that's why it's got a little bit of rust damage. You can see some corrosion going on.
That's one thing about getting used equipment from governmental entities, municipalities.
Municipalities
they
are
really
well
take good
maintained.
care of this stuff.
Yes, well maintained. So
Yeah.
so I usually like to. My dump truck's the same way. It was a municipality vehicle, and so really well maintained. Obviously, they're spending taxpayers' dollars, so why not just change the oil every week? Because you're not paying for it, right?
Yeah, right.
But it's a great machine to buy,
Yeah.
especially if you're buying an auction. You see those records that it was municipality owned. You know it's been maintained to the hilt. So that's a really good thing.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. So I've done that a lot. So that's one thing that got me excited about it is when I saw it was owned by the county. I was like, that's a machine I want because I know it's been cared for. And they usually keep them indoors too. This one here has been kept outdoors, and it's got a little usage now. We've kind of wore the seat out on the driver's side, getting in and out, getting a little beat up. I need to do a little bit of freshen up. I just do tires on this machine, but it really is great. It's got a little diesel, I believe it's a Kubota motor on this one. It's not really high horsepower, but it's a little teeny turbo diesel, and that thing, you know, like I said, it's turning a high flow pump, so it's putting out a lot of hydraulic flow, and I can put my high flow attachments on it, which is great.
Nice.
So the only thing, like I said, you got to watch is weight. You don't want to put 2,000-3,000 pounds on this thing, and it is not really. It's more of a flat ground machine. It doesn't, you know. I've had to teach the guys around here, you know, like keep your bucket low to the ground, which you should do anyway when you're working in heavy equipment. Don't have your bucket up, especially when you got weight in there. They're already top heavy, and then you get the bucket with 500,000 pounds on top. You get on an incline, that thing just wants to snap you right over. So always keep your load to the ground as low as you can, and that helps. And we've had no accidents, but you do have to be careful. It is a little tipsy. It's not really designed for off-roading as much. Even though it is a 4x4 machine, it's more for traction than for off-roading.
Especially useful up here when you live on a mountain.
Yes, and that's the thing. But we don't use it for a lot of digging. Like I said, this machine primarily is being used for moving manure and hay. Every once in a while I'll move a scoop of dirt with it or something like that, but you don't want to be ramming into hillsides trying to break up rock and stuff with the bucket. It's just really not designed for that type of work.
I see.
So it's more of a hauling machine than a lifting or digging machine.
Okay.
A hauling machine. But I have we have our skid steer forks. We put that on there. I've lifted off 1,000 pounds off the back of a flatbed truck when it comes for, you know, like a forklift. So it's great.
Well, that works.
Yeah. In fact, one thing we want to do is probably I need to put those forks you got us on the front of this bucket and start using it like that.
I got another set of forks.
Another set of forks.
Well, for lighter loads.
Who are we thinking for those?
So since
Yeah, but no, is it Vivor again? Another Vivor set?
It is Vivor.
Thank you, Vivor.
But it's a lighter set because I ended up with
That'd be
three
perfect.
different weight scale of forks, and the ones I gave you we covered earlier in another product review video for the other tractor. It was the heaviest duty forks that they have, and I've got a medium duty that I'm keeping, and I've got a lighter duty that may help you for a pallet of hay.
That would be great because this machine, I mean, it's nice to have another medium duty set or a smaller, because I think the other ones were medium duty, right?
Those are the big duty.
Those are the big ones.
Those are the
so
big
we probably
ones.
need the lighter ones for this anyway. That would be great.
And I kept the medium ones for mine because the little ones just wouldn't work for me.
That's awesome.
And I figured since this is light duty vehicle, I'll just gift them to you and let you guys use them.
We'd love that.
Right now they're just taking up space on my farm.
So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of share that with you. A lot of people come out and say, "What the heck's that machine? It looks so different."
Yeah,
you don't see it very often. So.
No, I've never seen one.
But it's been such a great thing to have on this property, on this ranch for what we're doing.
Nice.
I couldn't brag about this thing more. I love it. It's one of the better investments I made around here.
Well, thank you, Hayden, for finally cluing us in. Cluing me in on what this thing is. I've seen it parked up here next to the elephant barn every time I come up, and I was like, that's an odd looking one. What is it?
Bobcat Toolcat 5610.
There you go.
So
well, we want to thank you guys for joining us on this episode.
Thank you so much. We look forward to sharing more stuff with you on the next episode. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It helps the algorithm. So
yeah, and check out the information down in the descriptions. We've got links down there. I'll leave a link right here below for you guys to be able to get a hold of the company that actually brings you on tours through here. So be sure to get a hold of them. You can contact them on Facebook also.
Southern Oregon Wilderness Safaris.
There you go.
So yeah, that's it. Thank you, folks, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.